Hey guys, Jedi Marine back again with another Semper Sundays. Today we're going to be talking about a Lance Corporal Richard A. Anderson. This Marine served in Vietnam. He was initially with 1-4, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, but he then ended up joining Recon, ended up being with 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion with the 3rd Marine Division. And this was in 1969. The war had been going on for a decent amount of time in Vietnam. His squad was on patrol in the early morning in this August of 1969. So it's early morning. It's not super light out, and I mean it's hot. It's fucking August, and the humidity is always, fucking 100%, if not more, if that's even possible. And it's just muggy. It's just a shitty situation to be in, especially when you got all your gear and you're out on patrol. And they were going to this jungle to essentially just to perform what Recon does: go out, try to get information on the enemy. Generally, Recon, their goal isn't to try to make contact with the enemy. It does happen, obviously, but their goal is more of getting recon, as their name would suggest, getting intelligence. But on this day, his Lance Corporal Anderson's team got ambushed, and they got hit hard. Immediately, right after they got hit, Lance Corporal Anderson was hit with this machine gun fired to both legs, and it immediately dropped him to the ground. Obviously, I mean, how the fuck are you going to stand up and you get shot in both legs? Not letting his wounds bother him, he got in a good fighting position in the prone, and he started returning fire immediately, and to try to keep the enemy back, to keep them away from his Marines, because the Vietnamese, if they had the advantage, they would try to assault and get in close. And they knew this, so his goal was to get into a position where he could fire back and keep the enemy at a distance so that the Marines could take them out, with their rifles instead of having to resort to hand-to-hand. He was wounded a second time as an enemy soldier, an enemy Vietnamese soldier, North Vietnamese, got within 8 feet of his team's position. 8 feet. And this guy ended up shooting Lance Corporal Anderson again. And then they killed that guy. And even being wounded at least 3 times, this dude continued to fire. It didn't matter. The Marines were not out of the woods. They needed the fire, and so giving up was not an option to him. He then noticed, after a little bit, that the Vietnamese had chucked a grenade, and it landed between himself and another Marine. Lance Corporal Anderson, knowing that chances are he was going to die anyway due to his current wounds, he rolled over and covered the lethal weapon, covered that grenade with his body, and in doing so, he took the entire blast of the grenade, which saved the life of the Marine next to him. And even though he died from it, he saved several Marines that were around him, not just the Marine that was right next to him, but the rest of the guys in the team, because they were all relatively close together. Saved him from serious injury and death. And because of that, his squad was able to make it out of that situation, and they were able to get back to tell his story. That's just amazing. Just the love that he had for those guys, knowing that he was going to die and he needed to protect them regardless. And even his last few seconds on Earth, his only thoughts were of the Marines next to him. And that's just awesome. So yeah, guys. All right, if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, comments, hit me up. You guys know how to. I will see you in the next one. Semper Fi.